Our roadways are so much more than roads. Water, power, and data infrastructure move through the same pathways we use to get around every single day. Scott Sandstrom is an expert in designing roadways of the future, and he sat down to explain the concept of complete corridors, a holistic way of looking at roadways that's more innovative, sustainable, and resilient. Check it out.
So for a long time, we were able to build more and more new roads or widen existing roads to meet new demands. But now it's rare actually for a project to actually be a new road project. We're dealing with existing roadways and confined right-of-way spaces, especially in urban settings where more infrastructure is typically needed. There's not the space to be able to keep widening or building new roads. So we're more and more constrained by that, and the buildings are right up against the right-of-way potentially. But at the same time, we want to put more and more things in the right-of-way. We obviously have the pavement for the cars and the vehicles, but we want to include facilities for bicycles and pedestrians. Utilities above ground and below ground are there or need to be there. And different new technologies such as like electrical charging equipment, or potentially in the future autonomous and connected vehicle technologies. There might need to be things that are put inside the right-of-way. So it's just becoming more and more, it's not just a roadway project anymore. There's a lot of other things involved that you need to take care of, or at least be aware of.
Can you walk me through the concept of complete corridors?
Yeah, so the complete corridors concept is a term coined by CDM Smith, and basically it just means it's a way to define a holistic approach to the planning and design of a corridor. So what I was talking about, how it's more than just the transportation elements. There's a lot of other things involved. But it's common for our clients a lot of times on projects to be focused on maybe one of those things. Maybe it's a water main replacement project, or maybe it's a road resurfacing project or something. And it's not always brought together in the planning stages especially. So Complete Corridors is aiming to help our clients get to that step, to be able to work together with their different divisions within their entity, whether it's the state, a city, a town, a county, to kind of break down those silos and work together to make a more complete corridor from the beginning, from the planning and design phases, so that we're able to dig once, ideally, out there in the field and build everything that's needed at one time.
How do complete corridors projects optimize how we use the roadway right-of-way?
Yeah, so like we were talking before, there's only a limited amount of right-of-way in a lot of locations. Some projects you can buy new right-of-way and do whatever you want, but that's not always the case. And right-of-way comes with a cost. So being able to maximize the existing right-of-way is of great benefit to the client and to taxpayers. So for example, on some projects, you don't have to necessarily try to squeeze everything into one individual roadway corridor. It can be a couple parallel routes that are also utilized in order to fit all the elements in. So for instance, one corridor might have bus lanes and travel lanes and other things, but there's not a lot of space for bike infrastructure. So on the next parallel route, you could put in a real nice cycle track or bike lanes. And that way it's one block over in an urban situation. So it's not out of the way for anyone necessarily, but you're still, getting all those needs met. And in the same way, you can do it with utilities. Some utilities might be better in one corridor than another, and just having that plan up front can really help you maximize the right-of-way.
If you want to convert your fleet to electric vehicles, CDM Smith has an EV conversion checklist that will show you the path forward. To download it, head to cdmsmith.com/EV conversion. Okay, back to Scott. Why should a community consider a complete corridors project?
The main thing we always ask our clients is what are your problems? What keeps you up at night? And a lot of times it's some of this coordination with other projects going on in the area, but also funding. So a complete corridors approach, if it's followed all the way through, allows you to dig once or as minimal times as possible out there, so you're impacting the right-of-way and the public travel, but also you save money in that way because you're building it one time. So there's not the extra mobilization costs from the contractor or just the different engineering costs along the way. So it saves money, and you're able to construct things in a quicker manner.
Scott, it was great talking with you today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. My pleasure.